Buenos días, queridos alumnos de Cela Spanish School Online. In today's class, we will explain the use of the pretérito indefinido and the pretérito imperfecto in narrations in the past in Spanish. We make this video with comments in English for our students who speak this language. There is a completely Spanish version of this video, which I recommend see as well. This video and all the videos on our channel are part of the material of our distance Spanish courses for self-study. In the distance Spanish course, we worked a lot on the pretérito indefinido and the pretérito imperfecto. It is very important to first master the conjugation of both tenses before dealing with the differences. For students who do not follow our courses, we recommend working with both tenses separately first, since it is very difficult to focus on the difference between both verbs if there is still not enough security in the conjugation of the pretérito indefinido, for example. Pretérito indefinido and pretérito imperfecto have different functions. If we understand the concept behind their use, we will have no problems using them appropriately in a narrative in the past. At the beginning, our students find the subject a bit difficult because they have to understand concepts that they do not have to differentiate in other languages. However, with a little practice, our students master this difference well. Learning is a process that requires consistency and time. In addition, clear rules and effective explanations. The difference between both tenses is logical and simple. When we tell a story in the past in Spanish, we use pretérito indefinido to talk about actions in the past. Por ejemplo, fui al supermercado y compré pan. These were my activities yesterday. The actions I did. Responde a las preguntas ¿qué hice? ¿Qué pasó? An action is an activity. We also use the pretérito indefinido for the result or conclusion of a story. These are actions too. For example, the end of a story. Fueron felices para siempre. For everything that is not an action in the past, we will use the pretérito imperfecto. For example, to talk about customs or habits in the past. Customs are also a kind of actions, but habitual actions. Customs, habits. For example, antes compraba pan en esa panadería. I'm talking about a past habit of mine. I will most likely buy my bread somewhere else now. When we describe something in the past, the verbs are always in the pretérito imperfecto. Por ejemplo, mi primera casa era muy grande. Tenía 2 pisos. We also use the pretérito imperfecto when we talk about situations or circumstances in the past. Some verbs very often describe situations like haber, necesitar, or tener. Because of that, we use them more often in the pretérito imperfecto in the past. Por ejemplo, no había más pan en la panadería. There was no more bread in the bakery is a situation. But I can do an action to solve it. No había más pan en la panadería, por eso fui a otra. Situation in the imperfecto and action in the past in the pretérito indefinido. Fui is my action. And that is why I use pretérito indefinido. So, pretérito indefinido for actions in the past, and the rest goes in pretérito imperfecto. The rest is habits in the past, descriptions in the past, and situations in the past. Once you have a clear understanding of the concepts, it will not be difficult to differentiate between the two tenses. As we have already mentioned, there are some verbs that, due to their meaning, tend to describe situations more frequently than actions, such as the past tense of I, había, and the verbs necesitar and tener. Let's see some examples. Teníamos poco dinero en esa época. It refers to a situation or circumstance in the past. El hotel tenía 20 habitaciones. This could be a description or a situation in the past. As in both cases we use the imperfecto, the difference is not important. On rare occasions, the verb tener in the past means an action. If we say tuvimos un problema, we turn it into an action in the past. We can answer the question, ¿qué pasó? It is an involuntary action. We can also say, teníamos un problema. But in this case, we imply that it was a situation that was resolved with an action. Teníamos un problema, pero ya se resolvió. Tener que más un verbo en infinitivo. Tener que llamar. Tuve que llamar. It is usually an action in the past. I was forced to do something. Tuve que llamar de nuevo al plomero. The past of I is usually había because it refers to a situation or description in the past. Había mucha gente en la playa en el verano. No había piscina en el hotel. Había que cruzar el río a pie. Había que cruzar el río a pie was a situation in the past. If we say hubo que cruzar, we turn it into an action. Sometimes the choice of tense may depend on what speaker wants to say. If referring to an action, he will say, hubo que cruzar el río a pie. Había que cruzar el río a pie is the most common choice. In the case hubo un accidente, we refer to an action. Actions do not always have to be all voluntary. Something happened. It is an action. Actions could be compared to actions in a movie. The verb necesitar also often refers to a situation or circumstance. Necesitábamos un poco más de dinero para comprar el billete. They probably got the money later or hitched a ride. Here, the situation is described in the past, and that's why we use the imperfecto. Necesité un poco de tiempo para entender bien la diferencia entre indefinido e imperfecto. In this case, I refer to an action. I did my part to understand. I activated. But the most common is to say necesitaba because it is a situation. Let's see some examples with the verb gustar. No me gustó el pastel de maíz. Here, I refer to a conclusion or result in the past. I tasted the cake, and my conclusion is that I did not like it. Same in no me gustó mucho el país que visitamos en vacaciones. En me gustaba mucho el chocolate cuando era niño, I refer to a habit in the past. Same in no me gustaba el aguacate hasta que probé el aguacate mexicano. Ese sí que me gustó. No me gustaba el aguacate, have it in the past. Hasta que probé el aguacate mexicano. Probé el aguacate is an action in the past. Ese sí que me gustó. Result or conclusion in the past. The verb conocer often refers to an action in the past. Conocí a muchas personas en mi viaje a México. But it can also logically refer to a situation in the past. Yo no conocía a mi vecina. Ayer nos presentaron. Presentar, to introduce. Presentar is the action that resolved the situation. Let's give some more examples. Me compré un teléfono, this is the action, que estaba en oferta. This is the situation. Cuando cerré la puerta de casa, me di cuenta de que las llaves estaban adentro. Cerrar la puerta and darse cuenta, to realize, are the actions. Las llaves estaban adentro, the situation. Ayer fuimos al cine, pero como no había ninguna película buena, decidimos ir a tomar algo al bar. Ir al cine and decidir ir al bar are the actions. No había ninguna película buena is the situation. Antes viajaba mucho a España. Here we are talking about a habit in the past. Este año decidí cambiar el destino y fui al Caribe. Decidir and ir are the actions I did. Here is a brief narrative in the past. El hotel en el que nos quedamos era magnífico. Las habitaciones estaban equipadas con todo lo necesario. Eran enormes y todas tenían balcón con vista al mar. En el complejo hotelero había 3 piscinas y 5 restaurantes. Pasamos unas vacaciones estupendas. In this narrative, we have 2 actions. Nos quedamos en el hotel and pasamos unas vacaciones estupendas. That's what we did. The rest belongs to the hotel description. Descriptions in the past are in the pretérito imperfecto. Here is another short story. Hoy fue el primer día de colegio de Julia. Se levantó muy temprano. Se vistió ella misma y se sentó a la mesa para el desayuno. Estaba un poco nerviosa porque le tenía un poco de miedo a la escuela. Julia es muy nerviosa. Fue con su mamá a tomar el bus. Cuando llegaron a la escuela, ya estaban allí muchos de sus nuevos compañeros. Here, I talk about several actions in the past. Julia se levantó temprano, se vistió, se sentó a desayunar, fue a tomar el bus y llegó a la escuela. Estaba un poco nerviosa porque tenía miedo. Es a situation. Ya estaban allí los niños. Es a situation too. The beginning of the story can be: hoy fue el primer día de colegio if I am talking about an action, or hoy era el primer día de colegio if I refer to a situation. Time markers are not decisive for the use of one or the other tense. Antes no había internet. I refer to a situation. Antes tuve que pelar las papas para hacer el puré. I refer to an action. En 1975 había muchas personas desempleadas. I refer to a situation. En 1975 me gradué de ingeniero. I am referring to an action. La semana pasada los tomates estaban en oferta. I refer to a situation. La semana pasada compramos tomates porque estaban en oferta. It is an action. Muy bien, queridos alumnos. I am sure that the function of each of these tenses has been made quite clear. In the distance learning course material, we will continue practicing with different activities. If you're not yet a CELA student and would like to have information about our distance learning courses, we invite you to visit our website. Chao, hasta la próxima clase.